As we said, there are 3 finalists for the top job in the Rochester Public Schools. Interim superintendent. That person will take over for 1 year.
Well, tonight the school board interviewed the 3 candidates. One of them will replace current superintendent Michael Muñoz for 1 year. Muñoz is resigning after admitting to plagiarism.
ABC 6 News reporter Miguel Octavio listened to the board's interviews. Miguel, what kinds of things is the board asking?
Laura and Ross, they asked some tough questions. This varied from how they would build trust and public confidence to how they would improve outcomes for students who've been underrepresented in the past. All 3 of them have extraordinary backgrounds in education. Tonight, we're focusing on why they say they're fit to lead the largest school district in our area.
I'm thrilled just to have the chance to meet you virtually.
The first candidate making their case to the school board, Dr. Pekel.
We have a wonderful community that's committed to kids.
As president of the Search Institute in Minneapolis, he says his work now is about building relationships. Dr. Pekel told the school board the district must not forget lessons learned from the pandemic.
Kids and families are not going back to where they were. There's real concern of how many of our kids and families are even going to come back to school permanently.
I believe I really have a lot to contribute.
Next, Dr. Christina Bamboom. She's the Senior Director of Student Support Services for Eden Prairie Schools.
My work here has really been focused on how do we equitably and inclusively ensure that every student gets what they need. I also support the tiered decision-making that we do for any student who isn't reaching the benchmark.
She emphasized transparency and listening as the key to earn people's trust. As interim superintendent, she says she would try to understand the district's priorities.
A lot can happen in a year.
The final candidate to speak was Dr. John Tyne, the Director of Finance for Stillwater Area Public Schools.
I feel very comfortable talking to you about this position.
He says he was a finalist for a superintendent job in Rochester years ago, but turned it down for family reasons.
And it was a wonderful decision, but I've always had a soft spot in my heart for Rochester Public Schools.
He told the board his experience as an interim superintendent all over the state, including St. Paul Public Schools, makes him right for the job. He says he would try to bring a healing presence to the district until the board can find someone full-time.
This is not a permanent position. I don't intend it to be. I'm here to help you get to the next level as a community and to bring in the best person you can.
Now that was just a glimpse of their responses. The school board had about an hour each with the candidates. Members will deliberate on Thursday, and we should know who the school board will choose by next week. The interim superintendent will then take over by July 1st. Laura and Ross.